Hi, in this video I'm going to tell you about how to create a inbound REST API keys. It is a special feature which was introduced in Washington DC release. And before we start, a good intro, like what is this API keys I'm talking about. API keys make managing access between systems quite simple. Instead of using an auth or else a basic auth, we'll be using these keys by making use of tokens. Okay, with the Washington DC release, you can generate keys and access policies to your APIs for a full control and easy of maintenance. Okay, in this video, I'm going to explain you from the start, what is the plugin to be installed, and later how you can create a inbound authentication profile, and the next one how you can create a REST API key, and how you can create an API access policy, and finally how you can test using a Postman. Okay, just watch the video till end. We'll just try to do all the things from the start and we'll be testing. Okay, so starting first, we'll go from the start and which plugin to be installed. First, go to your filter navigator, search for the plugin. Under system definitions, you find plugin, just open it. And in the search field, you can search with that backend name of it, like com.glide or token based auth, or else you can search with directly the name API key and HMAC. Just click on enter. So already I have installed that plugin. This is the plugin. You can see API key and HMAC authentication, and the plugin ID is com.lite.tokenbased_auth. Okay, I can see that is up to date. If I just open it, the version is in 1.0.0, and dependencies whatever other have been installed with the green check mark: authentication scope, REST API access policy plugin, REST API auth scope plugin. Everything were installed, you can see. And activation details, you are going to get everything whatever plugin files were installed and this one. And update details, normally whatever have you can just get for other versions also similar. Here nothing were there for this. Okay, this is the plugin that needs to be installed in order to use this inbound API keys. Okay, the next step, we'll be creating an inbound authentication profile. Just click on filter navigator and search for inbound authentication profile. See, under system web services, under API access policies, you find inbound authentication profile. Just click on it. And here we'll be creating a new one. Click on new. Okay, here you can find the three options what you can do. Create a standard HTTP authentication profile, create API key authentication profile, create HMAC authentication profile. So I'm just creating an API key, right? So I'll just click on this one. You'll get a form to fill. Just write the name of your choice. I'll write auth profile for API key. Okay, auth and leave the application to global. And here you'll have so many options to do, which it's going to offer, like a query parameter, or you would like to use an header for API key. I'll be using the header for API key. It's similar whatever you're going to use. Header for API keys. So when you select this now in the Postman, when you're testing under headers, you're going to use this X-SN- API key, and in the value you're going to put the token. So you can just choose. That is the last step. I'm going to show you what you can do. Just remember, write the name, under auth profile, select header for API key. That's all. Click on submit. Remember the name, okay? Auth profile for API key. Second step is done. The third step, you are supposed to create the REST API key. Click on filter navigator, search for REST API key. Under system web services, API access policies, you find REST API key. Just click on it. Here you can say I already have created one. Just ignore that. We'll just create a new one. Click on new. Here give the name of your choice. API key for testing. Okay, and you can give the user of your choice. I'm telling you, based it's similar to the basic auth how you are going to create. For example, if you are going to give uh, what I can say, it depends upon the roles that the user has or the ASL levels how what the user has, and every integration is going to depend upon this user level. Okay, so mm, as I'm telling from the start, let me create a new user for you so that you'll be understanding. Click on sys underscore user dot list list. Click on a new. I'll write key user one. Better I'll just write API key user one. Click on save. This one will be providing in that. Okay. As we are doing from start, it's better if we can do a test runs. And here you can just choose a web service access only so that he doesn't have permissions to log in. It's similar. See, it's similar to basic auth. If someone would like to access your ServiceNow instance, how it is going to be, you're going to give the user name and password to them. But here we won't be giving any username or password to them. Instead, we provide with the token. Okay, but that token is the one which is going to say what that user is having, the rows or ACLs. So it depends upon them. Okay, click on roles, click on edit, and I'll just give SNC REST API access. I'll show you what does that mean. For example, that role, this underscore user underscore role dot list. I have chosen SNC. So I got SNC platform REST API access, allows access to platform REST APIs of table API, import set, aggregate API, and attachment API. If I give this, that user is going to have all this level access. Okay, and additionally, possible I'll give one more role so that there won't be any restriction. I'll check for ITIL. Can perform standard actions for ITIL help desk technician. This is out of box technician rule. So this also can be fine. We'll just add this as well along with that level. But please remember, I'm telling everything. This level of testing depends upon the ACL level and the role level, whatever you give to the user and what you're going to attach in this particular API key. Okay, I'll just choose I have created a user, right? I'll just save this. No need of generating password, you can leave it. Mm, I'll just choose that user here. Uh, I got it. And you just see like active, you just make it, give the name, select the user, put it active, and token will be generated automatically after we save it. Okay, see the token was generated. If you just click on unlock, this is the token. This is the important one what we'll be using. Click on save. Okay, the last one is that you are supposed to create a REST API access policies. Go to your filter navigator, search for REST API access policies, open it, create a new one. This is the where you'll be telling which table level you want to give, or else which API you would like to use. Everything will be defining here. I'll write table level API access policy. Okay, before me saving, select the table. I am using a table level API. Now table. If you would like to choose which method you would like to give, just uncheck this one. Okay, you can say I would like to give get level latest version and resource is nothing but and they can be using which level endpoint they will be using. And here you can just choose the auth profile you have created. Auth profile for API key. This is what I have created. Copy it and just choose it. Mm, got it. Click on check and save it. That's all. Okay. Another if your policy with the same configuration is active, you can have only one policy active with the same configuration invalid insert. Okay. So we'll check it. What is it? Already I think there is one already active with the stable API access policies. Mm, table level. This is the one also already active, so I'll just make it false. We'll go to my created one. I'll now submit. Okay. Because why did it show? Because already in that where is that? Sorry. Just refresh. This is the one, right? Table level API policy. This is the one which I created recently. And just uncheck these all. So now it is an active table get latest in now. Previously within this API access policies, already there was a table API which was true. So that it was not allowing us to create a new one. So please do check if you can use that previous one or else the latest one. You can use anything. Here I would like to show you from newly. So I have made that previous false and I have just made this as an active. That's all. Click on save. Okay. See from the start I'm telling you. First we have done which plugin to be installed. That is nothing but API key and HMAC authentication. After that we have just created an inbound authentication profile. Later we have just created a REST API key. And finally we have created a API access policy. This is nothing but this one. And now in the service level everything was done. Now we'll just do a testing part. Okay. Mm, give me one moment. I'll just clear everything. Okay. Now go to your Postman. Just open a new one. Here I'm just using a get method. Here you can paste the endpoint. Here I'm using a table API, right? So I'll just use table API level. I'll just go to REST API Explorer table. Okay. I'll choose incident table. 10 limit for now. I'll just click on curl. I get one endpoint. For my testing, 10 records were sufficient. Paste that here. Params, nothing you need not. This one automatically generated based upon this one. Okay. And here you can just select the key. Whenever you're using this inbound API keys, just choose X, S, and key. Okay. This is the header you'll be using. And the value is nothing but the token. Go to your profile. Like we have got the token generation, right? That one. Like go to your REST API key. Key is the where the token will be there. This is the one. 1 minute. This is the one what we have used. Based upon this user we have created. Copy it. Go to here and give the value. Okay. The third party what you're going to provide is the endpoint. In headers, if you can specify which key and the value, that would be sufficient. And later on, according to your requirement, you can just include it. Click on send and test. Good, you got a 200 OK response. That's all. All the 10 records will be coming up here as we have given the limit of 10. Okay, that's all. Okay, later you can just make do trials and everything. For example, I'll show you one thing. I've given idle role, right? If I remove that idle role, if you put only that specific role, sys underscore user dot list. Mm, I'll take off this and save. We'll do a test run because it depends upon the token depends upon the role of that user. Now it might throw an error. Click on send. See, this is how you can just validate. This value is linked with the profile, right? So the profiles, user profile, whatever roles he have or the ACLs he was restricted, it depends upon them. So whenever you're giving the endpoint and the token for them, please do check which roles to be given for this user so that what level of access you would like to give for that user and to fetch the details. Okay, and that's all for now. Thank you. I think you have understood, and that's all you will be knowing about inbound REST API keys. You can make use of them. Thank you so much.